What do you see? We see a classroom. What do you see? We see a place for recreation, play, and exploration. What do you see? We see a place to meet, a haven to relax, and a space to work out.
Green space is really anywhere that nature can get hold of in a town and city, and that can be a lot of things. It can be public amenity grassland, parks, it can be riverbanks, it can be churchyards, cemeteries, wildflower meadows, avenues of trees, anything at all really. Urban green space is really important because it provides a facility for people to become more physically active, encourages them, and through that they get the benefits of health and well-being. It also creates a very attractive, enjoyable environment for people to live in and for businesses to relocate to. So that's good for the economy as well.
Scottish Natural Heritage's green space policy particularly focuses on communities in areas of multiple deprivation, which have various socio-economic issues and poor quality local environments. People in the most deprived urban areas are likely to have less local green space and are likely to be less physically active, contributing to health inequalities.
Our cities and towns are a very important part of Scotland, and that's where about 70% of our population lives. If you look at the existing green space in those areas, some of it is not of a high quality. So it's important that we realise how we can improve that quality, both in terms of existing and new green space. And the reason for that is that can really help people. It allows them to be more active, and that can contribute to improvements in their health. It's a better place to live, and it's also a better place for people to invest.
Destined to become Scotland's largest urban nature park, the Seven Lochs Wetland Park, developed with the support of Scottish Natural Heritage, is an exciting new green network project.
So the Seven Lochs Wetland Park is a new, large-scale heritage and nature park that spans the Glasgow and North Lanarkshire Council boundary. This part of the Glasgow and Clyde Valley area includes a whole range of habitats that are quite significant in terms of their conservation value. So we've got areas of wetland, we've got areas of peat habitat, we've got areas of woodland, and together that mosaic creates an area that's quite special, particularly close to the built environment. We want to try and establish 4 gateways around the perimeter of the park, and we want those gateways to be places where people can learn about the park. The sorts of activities that we want to do there would be guided walks and family activities, to nature workshops, trying to encourage schools to use those for outdoor education and learning, trying to do joint projects with community groups that enable people to learn about and celebrate the heritage that's right on their doorstep.
Scottish Natural Heritage is the lead for the Green Infrastructure Strategic Intervention Project. The aim is to improve Scotland's urban environment, increasing and enhancing green space in our towns and cities. Green space can mitigate many of the pressures of a demanding urban environment. These green spaces can help social networks to develop and increase people's sense of belonging, cohesion and community. Physical activity can reduce the risk of up to 20 chronic conditions, including coronary heart disease, type 2 diabetes, dementia and depression. Getting 1% of inactive people to take adequate exercise could save the NHS in Scotland millions and help tackle health inequalities. High-quality, accessible green space is an underutilised, health-promoting resource.
Metal Roots is a Ramblers Scotland project that aims to get people taking their first steps towards walking by offering 15, 30 and 60-minute walks across 240 locations throughout Scotland. We know that walking is good for your health, but in Scotland there's 2,500 premature deaths from inactivity a year, and we think walking can play a huge role in tackling that and ultimately save money for the NHS in the longer term.
My dad is in his 80s and he comes to Drumpellia Country Park for exercise because it's nice and flat here for him. Then I go round in my scooter and get the fresh air and enjoy the scenery.
Through support and funding from Scottish Natural Heritage, Paths for All was established in 1996.
I think it's the World Health Organization describes health in 3 ways: your physical health, your mental health and your social health. And walking has been proven to be of great benefit in all three. We're involved in community and workplace walking schemes. We currently support about 140 schemes. There's roughly 16,000 walks take place throughout the country and 250,000 walking attendances.
The Conservation Volunteers is a charity that, supported by Scottish Natural Heritage, is working with people across Scotland to deliver practical green space-focused solutions to the real-life challenges they face.
Conservation Volunteers aims to create sort of happy and healthy communities for all. So we get people who use it as a therapy. We've got people who are carers, caring for elderly parents. They come out maybe once or twice a week just to give themselves a break. We have adults with additional support needs who come out to try and get them into their routine and they feel valued. It's given them a purpose.
I just feel really happy and all the hard work we've all done today.
We've got people in between jobs, long-term unemployed, people that are recovering from a long illness or an injury. Our volunteers are from all walks of life, all areas of Glasgow, all ages. It's brilliant.
There are over 70 local nature reserves across Scotland. These are hidden oases for wildlife and biodiversity, where everyone can quietly enjoy nature and get involved in practical tasks and learning.
Local nature reserves are important because they provide access to green space for local communities and visitors and an opportunities for improving the local wildlife, biodiversity and conservation. Nature reserves are managed by local authorities in conjunction with Scottish Natural Heritage. Local nature reserves can be different kinds of sites, whether they're woodlands or wetlands, sand dunes or marshes and bogs. And these are all different habitats that can help the connectivity of wildlife across the urban community. They also help local people learn about nature and importance of nature on their doorstep.
So the Local Biodiversity Action Plan is a way of taking forward actions on biodiversity. Those actions are identified in a national and even a European level. The Scottish Government have a list of key species for biodiversity over the Scottish area. We look at those species in a local level in North Lanarkshire and we identify those that we have locally and focus action in on them and promote those to the local community as well.
One organisation that is helping support Scotland's biodiversity is Buglife.
Buglife is an invertebrate conservation charity based in the UK, and we try to help bugs. Scottish Natural Heritage fund a variety of projects that Buglife are currently working on, and without that we wouldn't be able to do the variety of work such as running talks, training workshops and bug walks to train and enthuse people on how to look at bugs, identify them and enjoy them. So one of the projects that SNH are currently funding is the John Muir Pollinator Way. The John Muir Pollinator Way project is looking at creating important grassland habitat for both wildlife and people.
Scottish Natural Heritage keep an overview of local nature reserves for the whole of Scotland, offering guidance on management planning, encouraging consistency and funding through Volunteering Matters Action Earth programme. Good quality green space improves an area's sense of attractiveness. Well-designed green infrastructure provides multiple benefits on the same piece of land and can help save money in the long term. It's good value for money, and the social return on investment is high. Scottish Canals and Sustrans is a formal partner with Scottish Natural Heritage in the National Walking and Cycling Network project, which aims to improve long-distance routes across Scotland.
The National Walking and Cycling Network is an integration of long-distance trails, of paths that allow everyday travels, active travel journeys, allows access to green spaces. The National Walking Cycling Network is a fantastic project that allows people, empowers them to enjoy everything that Scotland has to offer.
Scottish Canals are a really firm supporter of the National Walking and Cycling Network. It's at the very heart of what we do. There's a lot of benefits to having really good quality paths and infrastructure. We've seen that very much with the canals, the connections that are made. The canals are connected to 1 million people living within 3 kilometres of the canals, and by improving those paths and improving the green space around and about it, we've seen more and more people coming to enjoy the canals and the networks that are there. The more that people can do that, the better it is for everyone.
Scottish Natural Heritage are improving urban green space in both existing and new communities because quality green space contributes to sustainable economic growth by making places that are attractive to live and invest in. Studies have shown green infrastructure within town centres can boost commercial trading by up to 40%.
The Scottish Government has a number of high-level aims, and the way in which we work with people and the way in which we work with seeking to improve nature can contribute to that. For Scotland as a whole, that if you have a high-quality environment, it's a place where people wish to invest. That brings jobs and it brings wealth to our country. It also means that in terms of health, people have better long-term health prospects. And in terms of a place to live, it's a place where people have a better future for themselves and future generations. It's absolutely vitally important in terms of nature and the connection between nature and the future of Scotland.